head coach Will Muschamp. We have limited time in this room, so we'll go ahead and we'll start with questions. Left side, second row.
Will, you mentioned that Quay is one of your leaders on this team. Just what has he done to kind of take over that role?
Well, I think as, I don't know if y'all talked to me, he may not get much out of it. He don't say a whole lot, but just really a strong work ethic, positively affects the guys around him. I made a really bad mistake when I was at the University of Texas. Sergio Kendall was a very quiet young man like Quay, and I went to Sergio's last year. I said, he needed to be more vocal. And he didn't play worth a dang in the first 2 games of the year, and I think a lot of it was trying to be who he wasn't. So we're not asking him to be anything out of the ordinary as far as being vocal and some of those things. I don't want anybody to be uncomfortable in the situation they're in. So he's a guy that you can tell has got some command in the locker room, and the guys have a tremendous amount of respect for him as a person first of all, as a football player second. The work ethic is what I see that he really demonstrates. It's easy to take a young man like Kier Thomas or Kobe Smith and say, hey, that's what it looks like. And that's what it's been so refreshing for me.
Also on the left side, front row.
Hey, well, you mentioned you didn't have too much of a problem putting Jake Bentley in there if he does win the job. How much of a head start does he get on your offense with his dad obviously working with you and his dad being such a great coach and joining your staff?
Well, I can't really make a determination on that. Kurt Roper makes the decisions at quarterback, and Jake's a hard worker. He's had an opportunity to be exposed to what we do offensively through the summer, and like any other freshman at every other position, he'll have every opportunity to compete for a job, and that's where I see it.
Right side, third row on the aisle.
Well, welcome back. I know you missed us dearly last summer, not being here.
I was still on the beach. Free July 4th next year if y'all want to do it.
Given your limited time, how do you balance wanting to keep your fingerprints all over the defense with trying to take a more active role in the offense?
Really my role in the offense is to philosophically be on the same page and from a week-to-week standpoint, understanding what we need to do to win the game. I spend 98% of my time in the defensive meeting and special teams and I recruit. And so, at the end, I play your strengths as a coach and strengths coaching on defense and special teams and recruiting. It's what I've done. It's what I feel comfortable doing. And I think more than anything, just philosophically being on the same page.
Left side in the back corner.
Hey, Coach, how are you? Coaching is a fickle business. You don't often get a second chance to be the head guy again. I'm curious some of the lessons you learned this go round.
Well, again, I go back and reflect, and this answer could go a lifetime. But we played good defense. We played good special teams. Academically, we did an outstanding job. As far as our behavior was concerned on our field, for the most part, was outstanding. We need to play better on offense. So you go back and you say, is it staff, is it scheme, is it how we practice? It wasn't players. We have guys getting drafted. So, I've evaluated all of those things and certainly made some slight adjustments in how we prepare and what we need to do to improve and get better. I do feel much more comfortable in this situation from the standpoint schematically. We're very similar to what we've been before at South Carolina under Coach Spurrier. And I think there's a lot of similarities for our players. It'll be a much smoother transition this time around. So I think those would be the things that I would say in a nutshell for me.
Also on the left side, second row.
As a head coach again, to what extent do you think you need to control your emotions more on the sidelines?
I think a lot's made of that. It really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, a lot of that's calculated. A lot of that's affecting the player. Motivating a unit, and when you're winning and you're a coordinator and you're playing good defense, it's passion, it's energy, it's what we need. When you're winning as the head coach and you win 11 games, win SEC Coach of the Year, it's passion, it's energy, it's what we need. When you don't win a game, it's out of control and what's got you. So it's all the perception. How much does that equal reality? I think nothing.
Right side, third row.
Coach Muschamp, Chris was here the other day. You recounted the story of a basketball game.
That's not true. I saw it.
What were
I
the,
hope he coaches as well as his memory is, because it's not very good.
you,
You know, we didn't play basketball that day, number one. All right, number two, he put 12 guys on the board, not 10. Because I made the statement, this isn't Canadian League. And if we could play with 12, we're going to play really good defense. He drew up Mike Bearshoe with a split safety coverage on top of it. It's 12 guys on the field. So, and the basketball game didn't happen that day. We did play a lot of basketball games. And within those basketball games, it was not unusual to walk out of there with a bloody nose, a black eye, a bad ankle, and a sore back, because there were no fouls called. So we had a blast at Valdosta State. Chris Hatcher was our head coach. He can confirm my stories. He's working at Sanford. He's right down the road. Y'all call him. I got to sell. We had a blast. You know, Kirby lived with Carol and I for about, I don't know, a couple months when he moved down there. You know, before, you know, so we had children. We had a lot of fun. It was a great staff. It was a great time. Valdosta's a great place to live. We really enjoyed our year there.
this is a quick follow-up. What was your first impression of Coach Martin when you was at Georgia?
Just a really good athlete. I remember we had a scrimmage there my senior year. It was his freshman year, and he went to the scout team was doing a drill versus the kickoff team, and he returned a kickoff for a touchdown and could really run. And was just a really good athlete, a guy that I knew would be a really good player.
Right side, front row.
Coach Elliott was the interim coach at the end of the year last year, and you chose to keep him. What did you see in him, and how was the transition been with him helping you?
Well,
make
the
the transition?
transition's been outstanding. Your tape is your resume as a coach. I saw the guy's tape for 4 years in Florida. It was really good. I've never met Sean personally, so I didn't know him. I met with him the first night. I met with the entire staff and just said, I'd like to see if this can work for me and you and for Kurt Roper. That's the most important thing, to have the play call and the quarterback coach and the offensive line coach on the same page. So to see their interaction, it worked, it gelled, it meshed, it was good. I hit it off with Sean immediately. We're very like-minded. He loves the University of South Carolina, and it was the best decision for us to keep him in South Carolina.
Right side, second row.
Coach, I'm familiar with Kurt Roper, a great offensive coordinator. Sounds like you're going to turn the offense over to him. So is your scheme going to fit your quarterback, or you got some quarterback that actually fit into the scheme?
Well, I've always turned it over to the offensive coordinator. I did it in Florida as well, so that's nothing new. But we're going to do what our players can do. It's not about what your scheme is. It's about fitting what your players can do. And we may not be schematically in our first year what we want to be on either side of the ball. We got to be able to win. We got to be able to win now. We got to be able to do what our players can do, and that's the evaluation of a coach to say, hey, when I went to the Miami Dolphins, we were an older team. We left LSU. We were middle field, man coverage, bump and run, 5-man pressure, max pressure, because we could cover all over. When we went to the Miami Dolphins, I remember a coach calling me after about the third game of the year. He said, "You've played more zone in 3 games than you have in your lifetime," and it was because we were a little older. We didn't cover as well. We didn't match up as well, so we had to adjust who we were. And so I think that's what you got to be able to do, and that's what we'll do.
Left side, second row on the aisle.
Coach, you talked about the new operations center coming. We know the locker room upgrades and everything, but have you been impressed with the commitment and then just overall, is there anything that you need more to be able to compete in the SEC, or is it just going in the right direction, you think?
Everything's heading in the right direction. We've got nice facilities now. They're just fractured. They're separate, the stadium there. So to get the operations facility to be able to sit down with the architects and go exactly what you want. This is what we need. This is the type of space. This is the meeting room space we need. This is the dining room space we need. This is the study hall space we need. Everything is going to be in this facility. And for our players, it's a one-stop shop, and it's going to be just fabulous for us as a staff. And right now, our practice situation is phenomenal. We've got the nicest indoor I've ever been around. 2 grass practice fields, plenty of workspace outside of that. To get this facility done, I'm really excited.
Right side, third row.
Coach, what impact has Riley London had on your offense, and how much did him coaching at football mean to Georgia make an attractive candidate to consider to finish your offense?
Well, Brian McClendon's a future head coach. I can assure you of that. I don't think that all that experience does is help you, but he's extremely bright, extremely hardworking. Mike Bobo and I are great friends, and I called Mike about Brian from the get-go, and he said, do whatever you gotta do to hire him. So he will have a tremendous impact on our offense. You know, again, a guy that's played the position, coached the position. He's also coached pretty good running backs. So from an evaluation standpoint, he does a really good job. He's got a really good eye for evaluation. Obviously, he's extremely approachable, very good in the recruiting process as well. He's got a tremendous future in front of him.
We have time for one last question for Coach. Back row, right side.
Coach, what are your expectations on how long it might take for you to get to South Carolina, where you want to be? Do you think fans initially need to be patient?
Well, I don't like the word patient. You know, at the end of the day, that's not something we're gunning for. We're not worried about a 2, 3, 4 year plan. We're worried about winning now. Let's do what we got to do to win now. I told our players we're going to find a way to win the day, and that's what we're going to try and do.
That's all we have time for. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.